Basically, she did not feel valuable or worthy unless she delivered on what people wanted her to do for them. That's not selfless. That's caretaking. I got this email from one of my clients saying that she wanted to go from being selfless to being selfish. And how can I help her do that? That's quite a journey, isn't it? In reality, those aren't the words that I would use to describe what was going on with this particular client. I wouldn't say she was selfless. I would say that she was much more of a caretaker, that she gave constantly as a means of filling her sense of self. And so, I guess at a certain level, you could say she drained off enough of herself that she was selfless. But in reality, what my client was talking about was the ways in which people pulled on her emotionally, mentally. You know how to do this, and I just don't. Will you do this for me? Now, let's move to selfish. What if we changed that word to self-full? And I understand that's not really a word, but this is what my client was talking about. Going from being a caretaker to being full enough of her own sense of self and her worth that she didn't need to go do for others to get that good feeling for herself. And there are certain chakras that are completely wired to put you in that caretaker mode. And one of them is your second chakra, seat of the emotions, located 2 fingers below the navel. That chakra is supposed to be wired up so that you are clear at all times on how you feel about whatever is going on, whatever experiences you are creating and participating in. However, for caretakers, it's like that chakra gets turned inside out, and instead of being about yourself, it's about everybody else. And you know what they need before they even raise their hands to say, hey, can you help me? That is, in so many cases, a trauma response. Because as a young person, that person with the flipped inside out second chakra was doing a lot of scanning to understand where safety was. So what happens is that second chakra is opened wide, the opening of the chakra is wide, and the scan begins and never ends. So what happens is this person's emotional energy and their needs come roaring into the field, and that person's, and that person's, and that person's, and that person's, and even people they don't know, vacuuming all that information into the field. As that information comes in, your own emotional awareness gets depleted. It dissipates. Your chakra can only hold so much energy. So yours dissipates so that you can hold everybody else's. That's not selfless. That is dysregulation. So one of the things we work with our caretaking clients is learning how to reset that chakra so that it becomes all about themselves, so that they can be present to themselves while also being present to what's going on around them, but without feeling the impulse to do anything about it. And that's huge, because as people learn to regulate that chakra, they start to build a whole new vocabulary. Instead of, I got this, I'll take care of that for you, which is the caretaker version of engagement with others. There's a whole new language that starts that sounds something like, wow, I really hear. That is a difficult thing for you. I totally get it. What steps are you taking to resolve this problem for yourself? Say what? Right? So that's one of the chakras. We're going to talk about the other chakra in the next video as we move from being selfless, aka caretakers, to selfish, meaning self-full.